Hey, what's going on, everybody? Listen, in this video, I want to share with you guys on how to be able to go ahead and get the Navy Federal Pledge Loan. This is one of the best ways you'll be able to go ahead and build your credit, add a primary trade line, and really get your credit score up to get high approval with Navy Federal. So if you are somebody who's been wanting to know how to get a Navy Federal Pledge Loan, but don't worry, in this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to be able to apply and get approved for a Navy Federal Pledge Loan. So without any further ado, let's get into it.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding and entertaining improvement.
What's going on, Blueprint family? Thanks for tuning in for another video as we discuss everything entrepreneurship, as well as, more importantly, giving you the blueprint to success. Okay, guys. All right. So today I have a game-changing strategy, a hack that's been pretty much floating around for quite some time. It's really not a hack, right? It's really a strategy, but people have been calling it a hack. It's the Navy Federal Pledge Loan strategy, okay? So this is great whether you're looking to build, repair, credit, or even boost your credit score. This is a very surefire way to be able to do, especially if you're somebody that's new into the credit game, as far as struggling to be able to get approved for any type of credit cards. This will definitely be able to help you out. First things first, before we go ahead and get into the video, man, thanks for tuning in to the channel. This is your first time, do me a huge favor, right? And hit the like button, because by hitting the like button, YouTube does his job by spreading this video out to a lot more people. We want everybody to get a Navy Federal Pledge Loan. Everybody. We ain't discriminating around here. Also, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you can stay up to date whenever I drop videos like this, man. Listen, financial literacy is the #1 thing in 2024 going into 2025. Basically, we want to stay up to date when we keep in videos like this. All right. And then at the end of the video, if you got a lot of value, do me a favor, go ahead and drop a comment on down below. Let me know how well we did, or even let me know how bad I did. At least let me know in the comment section so I know what to improve on. Okay. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and break down what a Navy Federal Pledge Loan. You listening? All right. Now, what a Navy Federal Pledge Loan basically is, it's a secured loan that's backed by collateral, which is the funds that you already have in your Navy Federal account. All right. So basically what you'll be doing is using your own money to back a particular loan. All right. I know this may sound a little strange at first. It's like a little foreign. Hold on. But give me a second. I'm going to explain this. Okay. Pretty much, why is this important? Now, a pledge loan is really one of the easiest ways you'll be able to go ahead and add solid installment loan history on your credit profile. All right. And when you do this strategically, it can really skyrocket your credit score in no time at all. All right. Now I'm going to explain to you how this hack works and how it's going to be able to boost up your credit score. Now, your credit score, if you are not aware of it, is made up of 5 major factors, which is 35% is your payment history, 30% is your utilization, 15% is your length of credit, 10% is your credit mix, and the last 10% is your inquiries. So now, how a pledge loan comes into play, it really helps out 2 out of these 5 categories, which is your credit mix as well as your payment history. All right. So basically, with this hack that I'm going to share with you guys, if you are able to pay off your loan strategically, keyword strategically, all right, you can see a real significant boost and increase onto your credit score. But more importantly, this will help you build a relationship with Navy Federal and get you high limits with Navy Federal as well, too, whether it's a credit card, auto loan, or a personal or business loan. Okay. First thing first, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes, which is the step-by-step process on how to be able to get approved for a Navy Federal Pledge Loan. First things first, obviously, you're going to need to join Navy Federal. Pretty obvious, right? All right, I'm being funny. Okay, now, listen, you need to be a member of Navy Federal to be able to take advantage of this program. All right, now, this may mean that you may have to have a family member or someone in your household who's connected to the military. If you're eligible, you'll sign up, because guess what? It's totally worth it. Navy Federal is the largest credit union in the nation, over $171 billion worth of assets. So you definitely want to have a membership with them. If you are struggling or if you're not part of the armed forces, there are ways in where you can become a member of Navy Federal. Simply call them up and let them know that you had grandfather or great grandparent who passed away and they were a member of the armed services. Usually by just letting them know that, they'll go ahead and approve you for a membership right then and there. Okay. So very important is number one, you want to go ahead and get your membership with Navy Federal. Now, once you've went ahead and have your Navy Federal membership, the second step is you want to go ahead and deposit funds into your savings account, into the savings account that you set up with Navy Federal. Now, I guess I should have mentioned when you set up your account with Navy Federal, you want to make sure you set up a checking and a savings account. Not just a checking, you need a checking and a savings for this pledge loan play for it to work. All right. Once you've went ahead and set up your savings account, deposit an amount that you feel comfortable that you want to do your pledge loan with into that savings account. Now, that amount, it's entirely up to you. I mean, the pledge loan can be as little as $200 and it can be as high as $100,000. All right. Now, of course, to have the most impact on your pledge loan, you want to try to deposit as much as possible. Some people, of course, may not be able to put a full $100,000. If it's $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, that's perfectly fine. But of course, to get the ultimate benefit and value out of this strategy, you want to go ahead and deposit as much as you can into your savings account. All right. Now, and of course, what's going to happen is the amount that you deposit in the savings account, this is going to serve as the collateral for your pledge loan. All right. Now, once you have done that, the next step is to go ahead and apply for the pledge loan. Do this from the app. You have to either walk inside the branch or call over the phone to apply for the pledge loan. So you're going to request the exact amount that you've deposited into your Navy Federal savings account. And the loan term could be anywhere from 6, 12, or 24 months. I recommend you choosing the longer term, like 12 or 24 months, to really optimize on the payment history. Remember, like I mentioned before, this is going to help you out of two categories, your credit mix as well as the payment history. So you want to extend the payment history as long as possible to really help boost up your credit score. Okay. Now, here's the secret part. Remember, I said strategically, right? Strategically. All right. So this is how the strategy comes into place, right? As soon as the pledge loan hits your account, because what's going to happen, I'm sorry, I guess I should explain step by step what's going to happen. Once you open up your savings account and then you've went ahead and applied for the pledge loan, typically within the same day or the next day, Navy Federal is going to go ahead and send you documents to close on the loan. Once you close on the loan, they're going to take that amount that you placed to your savings and put a certificate of deposit. They're going to lock the money into a certificate deposit, and then they're going to return the money to you into your checking account, usually a day or two after. So basically, it's just moving monies around from your savings account into your checking account. That's it. So you're really not losing anything. All right. But here's the thing. Once the pledge loan hits your credit report in 30 to 45 business days, that's when you want to pay off typically 90% of the loan. All right. Yes, 90% of the loan of the money that they've deposited into your checking account. So take, for example, if you've put $1,000 into your savings and used the full $1,000 to pledge into the pledge loan, you'll want to go ahead and pay $800 towards the pledge loan of your own money. All right. Now, what's going to happen? Of course, Navy Federal, they're going to unlock out of the CD and they're going to deposit it into your savings account. Now, this ultimately is going to help out in many ways, in which I'm going to share with you here. Number one, this is going to allow you to have a significant balance of the pledge loan paid down. You want to do anywhere from 80 to 90%. Some channels say 90%, some channels say 80%. As long as you're doing at least 80%, that's typically fine, right? Pay down that balance. What's going to happen then is that, number one, your next payment, or the remaining 20%, is going to be pushed way down the road, maybe a year or two down the road. What that ultimately does is going to report on your credit report that 80 to 90% of this loan has been paid. Remember, the credit scoring algorithm, when it comes to installment loans, they want to see how responsible you are in paying debt. That's the only way banks and lenders are going to trust you in being able to go ahead and get you approved for high limit credit cards and loans, right? So by you paying instantly 80 to 90% of this loan, this is going to be able to increase your chances to get approved for high limit credit cards as well as boost your credit score. More importantly, what this is going to do is boost your internal credit score with Navy Federal. Most people don't know this. You have an external credit score, of course, that shows on your credit report, but also Navy Federal has an internal credit score. I think it's anywhere from 1 to 400. I could be off, but I could be mistaken. Don't hold me to that. But by increasing your internal credit score, ultimately what you're doing is you're building a better relationship with Navy Federal, as Navy Federal is a relationship-based bank, right? So by increasing your relationship and that internal credit score, now you'll be able to go ahead and apply for products, and it will increase your chances of getting approved, right? So of course, this is the best credit building strategy that a lot of YouTubers and credit repair specialists have been sharing with their communities. And I'm glad to be able to share this with you guys as well too, as this is pretty much a surefire way of adding a primary trade line on your credit report without you having spent any extra money outside of your own money. Right. Again, you're basically moving money from one pocket to the next pocket. That's it. All right. And what you could expect, like I said, with this strategy is adding an installment loan to your credit report, as most individuals have revolving lines of credit, as that's what credit cards typically are. By having a diverse credit mix, such as student loans, mortgages, auto loans, or even installment personal loans like the Navy Federal Pledge Loan, you are increasing your variety and getting the maximum benefit when it comes to the credit mix. Now, very important, like I mentioned, you don't want to pay off 100% of the loan. By paying off 100% of the loan, you are ultimately not getting the full value of this particular strategy, because again, what you're doing is not taking advantage of the highest category of your credit score, which is payment history. Payment history accounts for 35% of your FICO score. So the remaining 20 or 10% of the loan, you just want to make the minimal payments on that. With the pledge loan, the APR is going to be anywhere from 2 to 3%, depending on how much you put into the loan, and also the term that you want to repay the money back. But 2 to 3%, which is the cost of doing business, is very minimal to be able to go ahead and extend history. The remaining balance of the pledge loan, you want to be able to spread it out anywhere from 12 to 18 months, because that's going to allow you to go ahead and get you the maximum benefit of having the pledge loan strategy work in your favor. But that being said, listen, this is a very fast track way to be able to go ahead and build your credit, to establish a higher credit score, also build up your internal credit score with Navy Federal as well too. Also, if you're looking to buy a home, if you're looking for a way to add a good 30, 40, 50, or 60, even 100 points to your credit, this can really help you out, as this is going to appear on your credit report as an installment loan with 80 to 90% paid off. All right. So again, of course, the main thing you want to do is make sure you make the remaining 10 to 20% payments on time. I highly suggest that you set up on auto payment. Again, whatever the minimal amount is, it may be $20, $30 a month or something like that. Whatever that minimum payments is, just set it up on auto pay so you don't forget. And as you're making these payments, you're going to see that your credit score is going to consistently rise and your profile is going to thicken up, because you are meeting that 35% payment category as well as the 15% mix by having this pledge loan on your credit report. Okay. And pretty much that's what it is right there, guys. Do realize when it comes to the pledge loan, you only can get one pledge loan at a time, although you can get a maximum of 4 pledge loans per savings account. So you can get up to 4 of them, but they just have to be one at a time. So you have to wait till the first one closes out before you're able to get to another one. All right. So here's a few questions I always get about the Navy Federal Pledge Loan, and I'm going to go ahead and answer them for you guys. Number one, will I lose my money if I default? Yes. Since this is a secured loan, Navy Federal will keep the money you deposit if you default on the loan. So make sure that, again, to really take advantage of this strategy, once you've went ahead and pledge the money in your savings account in the CD and they put it back in your checking, you go ahead and pay 80% of the loan. And again, usually within 2 to 3 days, they return that money back to you. And again, you just make sure you make those minimum payments so you don't lose out on this dope opportunity. All right. Number 2, does this work for people with bad credit? Absolutely. The great thing about this pledge loan is no credit check. Unless you have a horrible history with Navy Federal or something like that, I really haven't experienced anybody being denied for a pledge loan. Seriously, okay? And it's a great way, like I said, for you to be able to go ahead and boost your credit. Also, can I do this more than once? You can, but again, like I said, you don't overdo it. You only can do 1 pledge loan at a time, a maximum of 4 pledge loans. Do realize that once you open up the pledge loan and you make that 80% payment, you are going to see a slight decrease on your credit score. It's going to be very temporary, but however, as you start making payments, you're going to see that your credit score boosts up in no time. And that's it, family. That's Navy Federal pledge loan play right there in a nutshell. I encourage you to go ahead and take advantage of this pledge loan, especially as we're going into 2025. Tax return season is coming. Here's a quick tip. When you get your tax return check, don't go out and go doing whatever you're going to do with it. First, take that tax return check, put it into Navy Federal, take advantage of this pledge loan play for you to do the entire process of opening the account to getting the money put back into your checking account and get funded, being able to go ahead and have a report to your credit and make 80% payment. Gonna take about the most 48 days, because again, you want to make sure that once you've went ahead, open up the pledge loan, that it reports to your credit bureau before you make that 80% to 90% payment amount, so you can show that you have that full balance onto your credit report. Okay. And other than that, man, that's about it. I highly recommend anything above $5,000 to $5,000 will really put you in a good category. So when you put this pledge loan in and you go ahead and build that relationship with Navy Federal, you apply for one of their credit card products, you can get a real good, decent limit to be able to go ahead and build up your credit score, as well as have a high limit credit card with. I got to run. I got other things I want to do. I need to do. But thanks for tapping in. Hope I gave you guys some great value with today's video. Go ahead and get that Navy Federal pledge loan, man. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. This will add a primary trade line on your credit report. I know a lot of people say authorized users. No, primaries. Banks want to see not how somebody else do with their credit, how you're able to do with your credit. So definitely go ahead and check out the Navy Federal pledge loan. Drop a comment. Tell me what your thoughts on the Navy Federal pledge loan. If you've gotten one already, let me know how it's been able to help your credit, so we can go ahead and inspire others to be able to do the same thing as well too. All right. Check out some of my other videos to help give you credit strategies as well as funding strategies, how you'll be able to go ahead and level up, build generational wealth, and unlock some funding for you. As again, we're getting into the 2025 is the year that we want to see everybody elevate. All right. Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. Take care. Peace.
Blueprint, yeah. This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep, 𝗥𝗲𝗹 with blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, investment. A nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wes, he did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking. Based on financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.